Howdy, I'm LULULASSO, and today we watch my 50 cal exploded by Kentucky Ballistics. If you'd like more gun reaction content, make sure you go down in the description and follow my Twitch. And if you'd like more content like this, make sure to let me know and subscribe and hit the bell. Let's mosey on our way over into the video. Yeah!
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you about how my 50 cal exploded.
He looks pretty
and I almost
busted
bit the
up.
dust about 2 weeks ago. So I know a lot of you...
Wait, I was looking away. Wait, what did he show?
And I'm going to tell you about how my 50 cal exploded and I almost bit the dust about 2 weeks ago.
Holy moly.
So I know a lot of you are probably wanting me to explain my injuries, and I'm going to do that, but I think it's best we start from the beginning. I know some of you are going to try to skip around in this video.
Wait, it hit his neck?
You stay tuned and listen to all of this. But for those who are going to skip around,
how is he alive?
Up first. This was not the Barrett that we torture tested, and this was a complete freak accident. There's nothing that I did to have caused this. So April 9th,
I mean, I assume so.
We come out here to shoot a fire hydrant.
Oh my.
Using my
Wait, those are so big!
So we have the Serbu RN50 with the 36-inch long heavy barrel, and we're gonna go ahead and go big or go home and start out with
I didn't realize
this
how
is a
big
50
the
BMG
ammo is.
slap tracer round. The slap rounds tend to go a little to the right, so I aimed a little to the left, but this one
that made me jump.
True to where I was aiming. We hit right here.
I'm just waiting.
You can see that thing is smoking. And then we blew right through the back of this thing.
Damn.
Everything's going pretty smooth. We shot the fire hydrant several times, but the slap rounds were acting a little funny. One of the slap rounds hit like 1.5 feet low and to the right. I say we hit it with one more slap round, but this time aim for the thickest part of the fire hydrant.
Hi,
See what
Chica.
happens.
Oh my goodness, this is making me jump every single time. I'm waiting for the explosion. Oh, wait. Right, it is. It is larger.
Functioning normally, as it always has. I've been using this gun for a long time now, and I've never had any issues out of it. So before all this happened, we took one last shot, and it was actually really, really cool. The round was stuck out the back of the fire hydrant. This is a 50 BMG, silver red tip, armor piercing, and
how many inches is that? Hi,
so
vagina.
we went through the top of the fire hydrant. Look at that. Oh
wow.
My gosh. It's just
it's still there.
I decided I was going to take one last shot with a slap round and try to hit the thickest spot on the fire hydrant. So before I loaded my last slap round, I know that there was no barrel obstruction because I literally found the round in the fire hydrant. But this last round that I loaded into my Serbu RN50 was a very, very hot round, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known that this round was as hot as it was.
How do you even figure that out? How do you figure that out?
You can see me taking the last shell casing out, and now I'm loading in the slab.
Before...
I screw the cap
I'm
on
not
all
a
the way.
gun expert, but I don't know how you would
closes completely and everything is functioning
even know.
And one thing is something someone may mention is maybe I didn't screw the cap on all the way. Well, you can clearly see the cap is screwed on all the way, and this gun actually will not close if the cap is not screwed on all the way. So everything was functioning good on the gun. What I didn't know was the slap round that I put inside.
I like that it has that safety feature.
Extra hot, and I had no idea. And there's really no way for me to have ever known. These rounds are extremely rare, and they're very old. They're like $100 a piece.
Oh,
These aren't
what?
manufactured anymore. And
$100?
There's no way you can really know what's happened to them over time as they've passed hand to hand. I was under the impression that
so they just don't make them anymore?
Surplus rounds and hadn't been tampered with. So now I'm gonna actually show you what happened. It's not graphic. All the graphic stuff happened after the fact,
because you'd be bleeding.
I am gonna show you what happened just so you
Oh, did he get cut in his jugular? It's like right where it should be. Oh! Oh my goodness.
pulled the trigger, the gun exploded almost immediately. So the first thing that went was this cap. And this cap,
Thank you for the sub, by the way.
is solid steel, and it is
it probably hit him in like the face, right?
Here, the threads are sheared off of this gun completely. I spoke with Mark Serbu, and he said that normal pressures are 55,000
because he has like the nose.
And for those
wait, wouldn't like
to have sheared off and this cap to have just blown off like that, we're looking at over 85,000
your
PSI.
nose
so
and the other bones in your face would be shattered,
because of my little
right?
nose brace. I'll explain. But safety glasses are on, and this cap,
Your orbital bone and
this cap hit me right there. I'm not really sure which way, probably more like this, but it struck me in the face.
Ow.
When this cap hit me in the face, it broke my orbital bone in 3 spots. Here, here, and here. It also broke my nose, and that's why I had this on. I've had to have facial surgery to repair all this. Here's the really bad part, though. On this lower, normally, there's these 2 ears that stick up right here. And this is what prevents you from closing the gun when the cap's not on all the way. If the cap is on all the way,
oh my
it will
goodness,
fit perfectly right here with those ears.
That's like shrapnel,
when the
right?
cap blew off the gun, it came straight back, shearing those ears
Oh.
off the lower. One of
Is
these
that what cuts his
is
neck?
still at the hospital, and this is the one we found. This one zipped right past my head, went inside my hat, blew a hole through it, and took it off my head, what appears
Whoa.
7 to 8 feet.
Good
Now,
thing
the
it
other
didn't
one
hit his
is
skull,
what
right?
almost ended me. The other ear hit me right here in the throat. It proceeded to lacerate my jugular vein and then punctured a hole in my right lung. As for my hand,
How's he alive?
This is what did it. In the
How
video,
is he
you can see
alive?
that the stock almost disappears instantly. I believe it came in a downward motion and hit my finger.
Okay, his fingers
You
are
have your natural
shattered.
bend in your index finger. Well, this bone right here looked like a V. So my finger looked like a big W. So back to the lacerated jugular.
Oh.
I've now been hit in the throat, and I'm not really sure what happened because when this cap hit me in the face, I went blind in my right eye instantly. I have vision coming back now, and they say my eyes should make a full recovery. But in that moment, I went completely blind in this eye, and it was like I had been punched. And I went backwards, and I landed on all 4s. A lot of you wonder who is behind the camera in my videos. This is my dad. His name is
Oh my goodness, thank goodness his dad was there.
Here with me,
What if he was by himself?
He come running up and he let me know of my injuries because I was still in a daze. I've just been punched in the face by a big metal cap. And he let me know real quick that there was a hole in my neck and I was losing a lot of blood really fast. My dad shoved his
I wonder
thumb
how long it would
into
take
my
a
neck
person to
to put your
recognize
thumb there. Now that I'm aware of what's going on,
they were by
I
themselves.
took my left thumb, I took my shirt, wrapped it in my shirt, and I shoved it as far into my neck as possible. I was not aware
that
that
sounds so
was
painful.
lacerated, but I did know this is really bad. I have a law enforcement background, and I've been trained in injuries and wounds and gunshots and things like that. And I know very well that if you get hit in the neck, it's not good because you can't tourniquet a neck. After I had plugged the hole, I applied extreme pressure.
You have to hold it there, right?
Made a run for the truck. So the truck here was right near us. There's a trailer attached. I had to run around the front. I jumped in the passenger seat. Dad jumped in, and we took off. And this all happened in a matter of seconds. I would say under a minute. We were in that truck and just hauling tail.
Well, any longer, he probably wouldn't be here.
This upper weighs like 25 pounds. And you can see in the video that it just gets thrown off the table. So much pressure came out the back of this upper that it launched it off the table. It's an insane amount of energy that was thrown into my body. So now we're driving very fast into town. I am applying constant pressure to my throat, and I'm breathing very slowly, trying to control my heart rate.
The ammo was too hot.
The faster you're going to bleed. My dad's driving, so I thought it would be nice of me to call the ambulance. My dad didn't agree with this, but I wanted to do it myself because I wanted to try and stay awake. I needed to be doing something.
Yeah, because if you don't stay awake and pass out, it's over. Because you have to hold in the blood.
One too many times,
you can't pass out.
Call 911. This can be kind of annoying.
I've called 911 on accident before.
There's a lot of bodily fluids on your phone and you can't open it. It comes in really handy. I got on the phone with 911 and I let them know what had happened and that we were coming into town and they were going to send an ambulance to meet us halfway. There were several
I did
times
apologize,
where I
yeah.
was going to pass out. And I knew if I passed out that was going to be it because my dad's driving. If
there's no one to hold his
who's
thumb.
Going to keep applying pressure to my neck to keep me from bleeding out? Times like this, you really need something to focus on, and I focused on my kids. I had their faces in my brain, and I just focused on them, and I fought as hard as I could. I stayed conscious the entire time.
Am I gonna cry?
The ambulance halfway, they got me loaded up, and we took off towards the hospital. And like I said, I know that I was in a bad spot, and I don't know if you know this, but if your jugular is completely severed, you have 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I knew that being hit in the throat, I may not have much time, but the closer we got to the hospital, the more my confidence built, and I thought, hey, maybe I'm gonna be all right. When I was in the ambulance, I asked them to cut my shirt off because I was having trouble breathing, and I thought maybe I'd been hit in the chest as well. They cut my shirt off. There wasn't anything there, but when I got to the hospital, they x-rayed me, and they said my right lung had collapsed because of blood, and that was from this little guy here puncturing my lung as well. So from there, they had to intubate me while I was wide awake, and I tell you, that is not fun. Take this long metal rod with a point on it, and they stick it through your rib cage, and
how is he still living and breathing?
I was feeling a little better. I could breathe a little better, and then they wanted me to take my thumb out of my neck, and I was like, we're not taking my thumb out of my neck. You just wrap it up with some tape.
I'd be too scared.
They told me I had to take my thumb out of my neck. So they had a bunch of gauze and packing, and as soon as I pulled it out, they packed my throat. When I pulled my thumb out, that's when I saw my finger, and they said that I audibly said, oh, that's not good, because my finger looked like a big W. They informed me after that they were going to have to life flight me to Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville, Tennessee. Very, very good hospital with very, very good doctors. Obviously, I'm here making this video. Big shout out to Vanderbilt Hospital.
He's alive and walking.
You guys are the best. So now they're about to knock me out, and at this moment, I realized this may be the last time that I see my wife or see my dad, because once they knock you out,
you don't know if you're gonna wake up.
They're gonna fix you, or
you say your last prayer.
My wife had arrived. I called her in there. I held her hand, and we had words. And then I called my dad in to pray. And after that, I remember waking up in Vanderbilt Hospital, hooked up to
holy moly.
Some pictures in here. So they did a number on me. So you can see this cut here, and this actually goes all the way down.
He was super swollen.
To right here. To repair my jugular and my lung, they had to open up my chest completely. They cut me completely open, just like open heart surgery. They told me a guy my size should hold 6 to 8 units of blood, and total, from all the blood I lost from the initial injury and the surgeries, they had to give me 5 units. There was also a chance that I could have had a stroke. To repair your jugular vein, they have to pinch it off. Well, your jugular vein supplies the oxygenated blood
to your brain.
To your brain. So they can only pinch it off for so long.
Ah!
They pinch it off, they repair it, then after that, when they open it back up, all that blood rushes into your brain, and there's a chance you could have a stroke. Praise God, I did not have a stroke as well.
He's so lucky.
My hand and my face, they had to do surgery on that as well. I have pins in my finger to hold it in place.
Brother
And like I
put
said,
10
they had to
into
repair my
his luck.
orbital bone in 3 spots. As you can see, they cut me here and right here. And they also cut inside my mouth, all the way back here to the front to be able to get to
literally
all of those
minutes, because he
spots.
needed
So I had a
5
breathing
pints,
tube in,
right?
but I still wanted to talk. I wanted to know what had happened to me and what was going to happen. Well, my nurse, Cody, shout out to that guy, best nurse ever, brought me a dry erase board so that I could write and ask questions. I wanted to talk to my wife. Well, he would call her for me, and then I would write out what I wanted to say, and he would say it over the phone for me, and then I could sit there and talk to my wife. Also, I really
that's so
wanted the
sweet.
Mellow Yellow. I was craving it so bad. When I was finally unhooked from everything, I remember sitting in my room, and he peeked his head in. He was like, "Can you eat and drink now?" And I said, "Yeah." And he handed me a Mellow Yellow. Coolest nurse ever. So for about
W nurse.
2
Shout out
days,
to that
I
nurse.
had tubes coming out of the front of my chest, 1 tube coming out of my right side, and 1 tube coming out from behind my collarbone to drain everything around my lungs. And I had to carry this little vacuum pack with me. They removed those really quick. I'm healing extremely fast. They kicked me out of trauma within a few days. This happened on April 9th, which is a Friday. I went home the following Saturday.
Holy
there is
moly.
a lot more to this story when it
He's
comes
so
to
lucky.
my injuries.
He
and
was meant to
everything that I
survive.
had to do to overcome them. Long story short, I shouldn't be standing here. I should be 6 foot under, and if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be talking to you right
Literally.
now. So I know there's one big question that you're all wondering. What's going to happen to Kentucky Ballistics, and am I going to keep making videos? And the answer to that is absolutely.
Yeah!
I'm not going to quit doing what I love because
Let's
of a
go.
freak
He's
accident.
so
There's
based.
nothing that can keep me from continuing on.
Finger
I
follow.
love what I do, and I appreciate every single one of you. I am healing at a Wolverine rate. I am healing so fast that really a lot of people have been
he
kinda
didn't really
confused at
have
how
any
fast I'm
lasting
healing.
injuries.
That's God. He's
Injuries,
healing me
sorry.
quick. And I'm going to keep making videos, and I cannot wait to get back out here. I have some videos planned,
Brother is so strong.
and I think you're
He's
gonna
very
like it. It's gonna be
cognitive
some really funny stuff.
and really
Also,
cool.
I know there's going to be a good bit of you that want to support me while I'm healing, and I really, really appreciate that. But I don't want to do a GoFundMe or anything like that. If you want to help me out, I want you to get something out of it too. So we got some new shirts. The doctors told
Just
me
put a
that if it
thumb
wasn't for this thumb, that I would have died. This thumb saved my life. And my wife came up with this saying. She said, "Just put a thumb in it." And I thought that was the funniest thing ever. So that's what we're going with. We have Just Put a Thumb in It shirts.
Wait, this
I think
guy's
these are
awesome.
And if you want to support me, there's a link in the description down below. They're available now. Pick you up a shirt and support Kentucky Ballistics. This is not my normal
Does he still
content,
have
and
the
definitely not
shirts?
what you expected
Or
me
are
to
they
post
gone?
this week, but this is something I felt like I needed to let you know. Again, this was a complete freak accident, and there's no way I would have ever known just how hot that round was until it was too late. So like I said, I'm healing really fast, and I'm going to be back to it as soon as possible. But in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled for some pretty interesting videos I have planned and my update videos. Before I close this video, I just want to say how much I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for making what I do possible. And I know that the majority of you are going to be extremely supportive right now, and I really, really appreciate that. Don't forget, if you want to pick up a shirt, there's a link in the description down below. And as always, my name is Scott. My name is Scott, and you will most definitely see me next time.
Hell yeah. He's still shooting! Oh my goodness, his aim. Again. Yeah! Ding! This outro music! Wow. That's crazy! I want a shirt! I want one of the shirts. Whenever he was talking about his kids, it almost made me cry. Wait, I can still get the shirt? Let's go. It's really awesome that he's just gonna keep doing gun videos, because it is true. You can't really stop that kind of stuff from happening. Yeah, but if you're doing it with 100% safety and you're loading it right, then it is kind of like, specifically with old ammo, it is kind of like a gamble. Okay, but the video was really awesome though.